Welcome to In Touch with Officer Don and Ray the DA. I'm your host, Jenna McNeil. This week on In Touch, Ray discusses defendants who are known as repeat offenders or persistent felony offenders. These are people who have consistently committed serious crimes. Statistics show that the majority of serious crimes committed in the United States are committed by a very small percentage of the criminal population. Ray also discusses the fact that the majority of these repeat offenders are out of prison and currently a part of civilian society. We invite you to listen in on this discussion from this past weekend, as well as comment on our website at lexingtonprosecutor.com. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to In Touch Crime Beat. I'm Officer Don with Fayette Commonwealth's Attorney Ray Larson.
Out of jail, okay? Don't mess up.
And those are the people, those repeat offenders, the ones that go to prison. And
I say we're the #1 rated radio show in the whole country.
I'm Officer Don. Second part of In Touch, this is Crime Beat. I'm Officer Don with Fayette Commonwealth's Attorney Ray Larson. Ray ROPE. That's a program that you started years ago. I was actually privileged to be part of the ROPE program that focuses on repeat offenders.
Right.
The investigator and the person in your office that works with that actually gathers information related to repeat offenders, tries to keep up with them as best that they can, and then prosecute these folks like they need to be prosecuted when you see that they're just not going to stop doing what they're doing. You got some stats there. Talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing as far as ROPE, repeat offenders are.
well, let me talk a little bit about what a repeat offender is. A repeat offender is not somebody that goes out and gets a speeding ticket and then gets another speeding ticket and then commits a shoplift. A repeat offender, for our definition, has to have prior felony convictions. That means serious crimes in his past, within the past 5 years. And so what we do is when we get a new case into our office, we go through a real significant criminal records check to determine whether or not this person qualifies as what we call a persistent felony offender. That means a career criminal, an habitual criminal, somebody just won't quit committing crimes. And so what we've done is over the last 15 years have been keeping up with these outlaws, and they are just what we have said all along, a small percentage of the criminals that commit the vast majority of the crime in not only our community, but communities everywhere. The criminologists have studied these yo-yos for so many years, and they have concluded that a small percentage commit the vast majority of crime. So, we focus on these people, as you know, and let me just tell you about 2012. In 2012, we prosecuted 331 of these repeat offenders, or persistent felony offenders, people with felony records that are on the street. That group of 331 has about 4,200 prior criminal convictions as a group. And that works out to almost 13 each. And those guys are still on the street. Those are precisely the people that ought to have their rear ends in custody, because the public is entitled to be protected from these yo-yos. Now, most of them are property criminals. That's interesting. And the people that break into your car, the people that break into your house, the people that steal stuff out of your garage, the people that shoplift, people that steal your air conditioning unit and cause $10,000 worth of damage for $50 worth of copper. That's the group we're talking about. And for 15 years we've kept up with these bums. And let me tell you something. Over those 15 years, we've prosecuted almost 4,000 of these persistent felony offenders. That group of 4,000 of these people right here in Lexington have criminal convictions that number 55,135. That's 14.2 each. Now, like I told you, most of these clods are property offenders. We convict 98% of these guys, and we get a sentence of almost 7 years. Now here's the problem. Our legislature, in their wisdom, has passed this catch and release, no consequences for violating the law, experiment with the safety of our citizens. And they have said property criminals probably ought not to go to prison because we can't afford to put so many people in prison. Right. Well, they've just thrown the safety and security of our citizens right under the bus just in order to save a buck. They passed the cost of crime from the corrections department to the backs of new victims of these yard birds.
Tune into the following stations to hear the full episode.